So it begins.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Davey Moans.
Name him.
Davey moans.
And this is Dragon's Dogma 2. This is the first game in this franchise I've tried, and it was a roller coaster.
Sometimes may be good. Sometimes may be shit.
Let's start with some positives, because I did really enjoy this game at first. Even until around 30 hours, I was still pretty high on the game, but as I neared the end, all of its flaws became too large to ignore. The best part of the game is the vocations. These are the classes, and there's a ton of variety here, and the overall combat system provides a ton of fun. The pawn system is also a fun feature, as you'll be able to swap out your party to fit your current needs.
Curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
I guess we'll never know.
You can give them some commands that are useful, but it's pretty limited. The game can also be very immersive, and while that's a positive at times, it also starts to shift into negatives.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
The game restricts fast travel to a pretty limited resource called fairy stones. That means you'll be walking a lot. And while the first time you take the road from Checkpoint Rest Town and back to Tall may be fresh and exciting, the 245th time will have you yearning for a toaster bath.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
It's also probably not a good sign for the travel system when the game is trying to sell you fast travel beacons.
I hate them!
The game also takes the passage of time seriously. Items in your inventory will degrade day by day, which is a perfectly realistic detail. Along with items, certain quests and objectives also have timers on them, which is a perfectly annoying detail. But worst of all, we have the save system. You only have one single save slot. I'll be fair and say 1.5, because you have the option to load the most recent save or reload it the last time you rested. This doesn't give you much flexibility at all, and in a massive game full of missable trophies and quests, it's a huge pain in the ass. Much like my opinion on the gameplay, my thoughts on the story were also soured over time. The story here reminds me of The Force Awakens. What I mean by that is at first it seems okay, it's mostly setting things up for later, but then when later arrives and nothing is paid off, you look back and go, well, that was all pointless. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you about this game's trophies. This might be the hardest platinum I've ever earned, and it's not because of the actual difficulty on the sticks. There can be some challenging fights for sure. But what makes this trophy list so challenging is the mental toll it will take on you. Within your one save slot, there are plenty of opportunities to fail the many missable trophies. In addition to the missable trophies, you'll also probably need to keep at least 2 lists on your phone to track the Meister teachings and which fucking meats you've cooked. Quick pause in the rant. Why the hell did they go so hard on the cooking animation?
Finally, some good fucking food.
Why does the entire graphical style of the game switch to hyper-realism when I cook a beef steak? Why? Why would you do that? This game has 54 trophies to earn for the platinum, and I mentally split these into 6 categories. The story category contains just 4 mission trophies, but there will be several easy miscellaneous trophies earned along the way. Learning all the Meister teachings will only get you 1 trophy, but this is the single hardest trophy in the game. This will take at least probably 15 hours, and 75% of that will just be walking back and forth. And the other 25% of that time will be filled with sorrowful regret. The Sphinx section offers you a prime opportunity to botch your entire playthrough, and cost you at least another 30 hours to try again. You'll have to solve 10 riddles correctly on the first try, and if you don't, then your family will be left to solve the riddle of why your suicide note says, "I couldn't find the damn secret token." In-game, of course. The Medusa section will be the shortest segment, but it's a pretty specific task, and it's on a narrow timer that I didn't appreciate, so it earns its own section. That will bring me to completing whatever miscellaneous trophies I have left, and lastly, I'll have to complete both endings, which will earn me the final 10 trophies and the platinum. Thank you for watching. Let's get started.
I offer you a choice. Join my crew. Will ye serve?
My journey as the Arisen starts at the excavation site jail, and quite frankly, I don't think I've ever seen jail misspelled so badly. What, was the spelling left to giant cats or something? Intrigued by these strange creatures, I chose to play as one, and that brings me to the first difficult decision of the game, the class selection. They all seem pretty fun, but come on now, we all know which one of these looks the best. Our time in jail is cut short by the arrival of Medusa. But little did she know, the true Arisen was here. Between my unparalleled skill with the bow, fearsome front kicks, and uncanny ability to phase through solid objects, she knew he was clearly outclassed and smartly fled. A ghost man then appears and tells me I should probably use this opportunity to escape. He even hypes me up. Thanks, bro. I escape upon the wings of a griffin, but those who tread where eagles dare tend to find out why. We survived the crash, and perhaps I was concussed, but it sure seemed like medieval Mac Tuck was here to save me. While pondering that, we kick off the trophy counter. He leads me to an encampment, and here I get to recruit my main pawn. I choose one of the default options, made 0 adjustments, assigned her class, and will be referring to her as my first mate. Surely, she goes on to be a massive help on my journey, and not an incompetent buffoon that becomes the bane of my existence. Anyways, I picked up another pawn while we were here, and we set off for Melv due to a dragon sighting there. And at first, I was really enjoying this game. Holy shit, she just jumped on that goblin's back and executed him? That's amazing. Oh, what's this? Dude, they dap you up? That's awesome. I made it to Melv, and that does restore my memory. You see, what had happened was, we tried to fight a dragon.
You went full retard, man.
And got our shit pushed in. Oh, and the dragon decided to mark me as the Arisen, meaning it's my destiny to rule the land and eventually return to slay it. We wake up from this flashback to meet Ulrika. The game sets her up like she's important, she's on the cover, and she kinda is a romantic interest.
Would that I could repay you in some way. Unless there is little I have to offer.
Hey, I've seen this one.
But after a few early quests, she disappears from the game completely for a long time, only to magically appear in one of the final cutscenes where she does literally nothing.
Why are you here?
Back to the present, we're summoned to the capital to determine if we really are the Arisen. The long road to the capital is full of goblins. Deer? More goblins. And harpies. All this fighting drags into the evening, so I make camp until the morning, and that gives me a trophy. With daylight back, we continue the journey and come across the Cyclops. The monster fights in this game are really fun. The way they interact with the environment and get knocked over feels really impactful. And my absolute favorite thing in this game is the music that plays every time you kill a monster.
Tis time we made for the capital. All the people fervent, but the Arisen.
You have my gratitude.
It's truly epic, and dare I say, it makes you feel a sense of pride and accomplishment.
I am confident I can make short work of any of all challenges we face. Well done, Master.
We reach Vernworth and are introduced to Captain Brant. He plays bad cop at first, but quickly reveals he wants to help us take our rightful place on the throne. He also tells us that it was Disa, the Queen Regent, that sent us to that prison.
Bitch!
This concludes another quest, and I earn the next story trophy. The next several quests come from Captain Brant. Our main objective is to build our case as the true Arisen before the coronation of the false sovereign. This is split into 3 objectives. First, I'll have to
infiltrate the dealers, find the supply.
No, that's not it.
Infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds.
Next, I'll free a magistrate from jail and use his status and authority to add legitimacy to my claim to the throne. And lastly, kill monsters at nearby towns, gaining the favor of the local commoners. This starts with sneaking into the castle to look for dirt. And here, one of the first cracks in the game showed up. This is obviously set up as a stealth mission, including lines like this.
Should one of the other guards spy you, I will be forced to play my part.
So I assumed I'm supposed to do this mission without being seen. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit. Wait, that guy definitely saw me. That's right, it literally doesn't matter if you get seen or not. The game even plays audio cues when you get noticed, but it really doesn't even matter. Wait, isn't that the fucking queen? Oh shit, what the fuck? So they do care if you go in that room, but everything else is fine. I find a torn letter and meet Disa's son Sven, who happens to be chill.
'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose.
I deliver the letter to Bran at the local bar, but all it reveals is Disa is working with someone in the neighboring land of Bethal. While still in Vernworth, I made for the jail to rescue the magistrate, but it turns out he's only interested in tome maxing.
If you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, tell me. Does that ring any bells?
And he's not going to leave here until I find a library he can live in.
Leave me be.
The game doesn't tell me how to continue that quest, so I shifted focus to killing monsters.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
The first quest location is Trevorrow Mine, and after rescuing the soldiers there, I wandered out back and found my first Seeker token. These are a collectible in the game, and I'll need 80 for a trophy, but you absolutely must remember where you found your first one for the Sphinx riddles.
Write that down, write that down!
I then tried to reach the next culling site, but encountered some wannabe Urukai that absolutely clapped me in my pawns, over and over.
Me! Help me!
We had no choice but to retreat, and I took an ox cart back to Vernworth, giving me a miscellaneous trophy. There, I changed up my class for the first time, and that earns me a trophy. Rejuvenated, we set out again, heading east this time. We dealt with this set of goblins using a variety of methods.
The path to victory are myriad. That strategy never would have occurred.
Well, that's why you're just a pawn, and I'm the Arisen. With them saved, we did a bit more exploring, but truly, no good deed goes unpunished. What the fuck is that?
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Ah, shit. We gotta go. Yep, we gotta go.
You're going nowhere.
The final monster site is pretty far to the west, so I used a fairy stone to fast travel to Vernworth. And since this is the first time I'm fast traveling, I earn a trophy. From there, I traveled to Har Village and had to do the extremely annoying task of rescuing a guy from a cave full of lizards. Like almost all the escort quests in this game, the NPCs are either really slow or completely brain dead, often both. In this case, I had to basically carry the guy the entire way out. Oh, glad that's over. It sure was pretty boring and annoying. Good thing that's the only time I'll have to do that. With all the monsters slayed, I return to the bar and talk to Bran, and he confirms that the people love me.
'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger.
They love me.
I was then doing a side quest in the area, and it led me to...
So many books.
Hopefully this is enough to appease that nerd from earlier. Speaking of that nerd, I had trouble finding him again because the game doesn't give me a waypoint to return to his cell. And before you're fully convinced I'm just an idiot, I know he's in the jail, but the jail isn't marked on the map either.
What the fuck?
I wandered around the area I thought it was in for a while, but I eventually just had to look it up. Thanks for needlessly wasting my time, game. The guards decided to care that I was entering his cell this time, so I had to wait outside for a few seconds before trying again. Thankfully, the magistrate agrees to come with me this time, and I deliver him to the library. Back at the bar, Brant confirms the magistrate will be important for us.
The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause.
You sure about that?
He then gives me 2 additional quests to look into the false sovereign, and this takes me to the masquerade.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir, but there isn't to be a masquerade this day.
Well, that's embarrassing. Guess I'll go sit on a bench for 24 hours. Entering the masquerade dripped out gives me a trophy, and in here I found a pair of glasses that the magistrate was looking for. What I did not find was any false sovereigns, so I took a secret passage out the back and ended up at the Rose Chateau. Immediately, my pure aura captivates a baddie, and she helps me evade some guards.
Here, would you be looking for...
Oh, I don't think it's gonna fit.
Perchance.
Oh, it's for my eye.
That's not the position I hired you for.
I overhear Disa talking to the false sovereign, but more importantly, we see she's working with someone called Lord Faces.
That will do.
So, you want to see why they call me the Arisen? I take the back way out, and then set off for the Nameless Village for more information on the false sovereign. On the way, I encountered a dragon out in the wild, and decided to test my luck.
This is going to be easy.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Look out!
Holy shit, yeah, we just gotta run. Dragons are way too much for me, but we were able to kill a Minotaur now. And why yes, my first mate is dead and not helping me at all.
I only hope I did not disappoint.
You did. You really did. At the Nameless Village, we find a man claiming to be the Thief Meister, and he gives me the first Meister skill I'll need.
So it begins.
I then spend some time confused and running around in the dark before finding a hole in the ground full of parkour traps. I breeze through them to find the real Thief Meister, and he informs me that the false sovereign is a former member of the Thieves Guild, and he gives me a second Meister skill. With this information and all the work I've been doing to this point, it's time to crash the coronation. First mate, what are you doing?
My body, it refuses to obey me.
Get up, you're embarrassing me.
There is a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, Your Majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught.
What?
Is that it? I think so.
From this point on, the main story basically falls off a cliff. We just completely abandon everything we've been working on and focus on this God Sway artifact. There wasn't even a confrontation. We didn't get to use our connections or any of the evidence we gathered. It's just, oh, he can control pawns, guess we're shit out of luck. If after we looked into the artifact we came back to this, I mean that'd be fine, but the game never does. Abandoning this plan here doesn't even make that much sense, because if him controlling pawns is some irrefutable proof that he's the Arisen, like I can do that too. So a simple test of having him take off that necklace would prove he's a fraud. Remember that magistrate I rescued? Well, apparently the devs don't, because he never shows up again. So much for him being a valuable resource, or whatever Brant said.
The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause.
So that was a fucking lie.
When I was playing through this, I was still enjoying it because I obviously didn't know where things would go, but looking back, it's just like, damn, like all of this stuff was useless. In order to look into this Godsway artifact, we must travel to the Beastern land of Bethal. It's a long way, and our journey pushes well into the night. Wait, where the fuck is First Mate?
Huh?
You've gotta be kidding me. How'd that even happen? Well, it took me a while to figure it out from my footage because she's there one moment and then gone the next. I can't see what happened, but if you listen closely,
You have my protection.
she 100% fell into the river and died. Great. Well, we'll have to press on without her for now. Ah, shit. That's a fucking dragon. Oh, no. No, run. No, thank you. We live to reach the checkpoint rest town that marks the border between Bethal and Vermont. And maybe it's sleep deprivation, but I think all of my pawns have brain damage. Entering Bethal gives me the next trophy, and this entire area has no ox carts, so let's hope everyone's cardio's up for the task.
There, Master. Knackers.
Waters?
Ice is our ally against soft.
What do you mean by that?
I think I can just crush one of these guys. Upon reaching Batal, I figured a pawn refresh was in order, and boy did I strike gold.
Look to my coming at first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east. Fool of a took. Go back to the shadow.
Not remind you of a certain someone we've met?
What is the matter? We are under attack.
The capital city here is called Batal, and immediately upon reaching it, the ghost guy from the beginning tells us to go find someone on the coast. From him, we learn blue crystals power the god sway, and he points us to a cave. I may have been too hasty to reach that place.
Son of a bitch!
But in here we meet the Dragon Forge, and it turns out he used to be an Arisen but failed to slay his dragon. Aww. Between him and another former Arisen, we get sent to Har Village. I have the honor of redoing that annoying carry a guy out of a cave mission.
Make it stop!
Before a temple rises out of the sea. Inside we meet the founder of Vermin, who explains the god sway Disa and Faces have isn't enough to slay the dragon. He then gives me a Godsbane blade. And with that quest done, we've reached the quest A New Godsway, and this is the point of no return. Progressing this quest will lock you into the endings, so before doing it, I'll be earning every trophy that I won't get in the endings. The Batal section of the story was quite literally just go somewhere and talk to someone over and over. Aside from being boring, it was also super quick. With the story done up to the endings, let's talk about getting all the Meister skills. Meisters, where to start? This is the hardest trophy in the game because you have to manage to get 12 different skills from so-called Meisters while navigating quests that can be locked out due to story progression, language barriers, limited items, and a near infinite amount of walking back and forth.
You wanna see me do it again? You wanna see me do it? Wanna see me do it again? Do it again? Do it again?
We received the 2 for the Thief class already, so let's start with the Fighter. You get this one from Lennart in Melv. It appears Ulrika has fled the village and he asks you to find her. You'll have to head to Hard Village to... Oh shit. No, sorry, you've got the wrong guy. Is it gonna follow me in here? No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe he bought that I'm not the Arisen. Dude, shut the fuck up. Ulrika is here, and would you look at that?
I cannot return to Melv. Not till the dragon is found.
Well, do I have good news for you?
I intend to stay here and investigate its whereabouts.
I can give you a hint if you want. It's right behind you. So now we have to travel on foot to Vernworth, hitch an ox cart back to Melv, where we can tell Lennart about Ulrika. This raises his affinity towards me to the max, giving me a trophy. And he also gives me the Fighter Meister skill. Next is the Archer Meister, and this one probably entails the most quests to complete. It starts with meeting an elf in Vernworth that can't shoot elven bows. Pretty pathetic, to be honest. He thanks us for giving him a human bow and invites me to his trial of archery. I'm something of an archer myself, so I agree to help him. I blow his mind with my unparalleled skill with the bow.
I learned much from you just now.
And now we have to follow him up to the elf village. Getting there proved unnecessarily difficult. But we make it to the Sacred Harbor. I don't speak pointy ear, so for now he'll translate, but I'll need to find a pawn that can speak Elvish in the future. His trial gets put on hold because his sister got captured by an ogre, so we devise a clever plan for me to carry her to safety while the others fight the ogre. And that goes about as well as you'd expect. Oh no.
Let me get that.
What do I do now? Oh, she's fine, I guess.
Great success.
With that success, we complete the quest and gain the elf's favor. Now, I need to talk to the guy I've been helping his father to get the Meister skill, but for now, he doesn't give it to me.
What?
So I tried talking to him again back in the Sacred Harbor, but instead of giving it to me, I have to take him on an escort quest. There's a monster in the way, but we bring him to his destination where he then teleports away before I can get the Meister skill.
Son of a bitch!
So I yet again walk back to the harbor where I can finally get the Archer skill. And if you thought that was a lot of work for one of these, you haven't seen anything yet. I present to you the Sorcerer and Mage Meister quest. These at least go hand in hand and will give you 3 skills total, but if there's one task in this game that will make you just give up, it's these quests. So these quests revolve around finding 5 spellbooks. I had already picked up one in the Ancient Battleground. Don't ask how that ended. And here I got extremely worried I was completely fucked, because in order to get the book Towering Earth, you needed to bring those eyeglasses I picked up to the magistrate. And I had already done that, but I didn't have the book in my inventory. If I had read this on accident or lost it, I'd have to start the entire game over and redo everything. But after a few frantic Google searches, it looks like the magistrate only gives this to you once you start the Sorcerer quest. So, feeling slightly better but still worried, I officially started the Sorcerer Meister quest. Inside his house is one of the 5 books I'll need, so I picked that up before leaving, and then we set off for Vernworth to see if I was screwed or not. And thankfully, upon reaching Waldar, he gave me the 3rd book I needed. The next step was to take an ox cart to Melv, where a vendor sells the 4th book. And then I'll walk north, but right around here, where I find a girl living with her grandparents that look exactly the same for some reason. This kid will give me the mage quest, but I need to talk to her alone to trigger it, which yes, does sound extremely creepy. I tried throwing Gramps outside, but that didn't work. I looked around for a bit and saw that other Gramps, I literally can't tell who's who, was casually fighting a Cyclops.
What the fuck?
I'd kill the Cyclops and get rightfully glazed by my pawns.
That was superb, Arisen.
Since Gramps was outside, I figured I'd have a window to talk to the girl.
No.
I tried camping till the next day and finally got her to talk to me.
Yes!
Her quest is to find the exact same 5 books I needed for the other guy. That's a problem that we can only solve at the checkpoint rest town. I showed myself some mercy and used a fairy stone to fast travel there. And we need to visit the scrap store. Here you can make forgeries, and you'll have to make 1 copy of each, except for Fulminous Shield. You'll need 2 forgeries of that. Each forgery takes a couple days, so I'll have to keep running to a bench and passing time in between each of these. Yes, it's as tedious as it sounds.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
With all of those done, I'll have to head all the way across the map to the Nameless Village again, where I can trade that extra fake copy of Fulminous Shield for the 5th and final book I need. With the trade complete, I have to go all the way back to Checkpoint Rest Town and make a copy of that latest book.
And another one.
And finally, I can end these quests.
I'll have to wait till Sunday.
You have to give the fake books to the Sorcerer, which is funny because he's supposed to be a master, yet he can't tell these are fake. And doing that gives you the Sorcerer skill. You then head all the way back up to the girl and give her the real books. Then you'll have to wait a couple days, and when you return, you'll find her terrorizing her grandparents, unable to control her magic. She'll eventually get tired and you can tackle her, saving the day. Then, after waiting another couple days, you come back again. I'm so fucking done with this shit. And the little girl will give you the Mage Meister skill. And her grandma will give you a second Sorcerer skill. Congratulations! After doing all that work, you've completed 25% of one of the 54 trophies. Or in other words, all of that was the equivalent of 0.46% of the platinum. I did the Warrior Meister next. I thought this one wouldn't be too bad. I was wrong. It was hell.
One eternity later.
Friend.
Trying to reach the Trickster Meister was also hell. But actually getting it was super easy. I got dripped out and went to Dragon's Reach Tower for the Mystic Spearhand Meister, and he actually helps us clear this place out.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Alright, bro. You're just showing off. Come on. It's not even cool anymore. I got this one. Oh yeah, high five me, pawn.
You are mighty indeed, Arisen.
Damn right. This quest ends with a dragon fight, and with the Meister's help, we successfully slay our first dragon and get the Meister skill. There are 2 skills left to get, and to unlock them, we have to head to the south part of the map. In order to get there, we have to pass through Drabnir's Grotto. And there's a lot of fighting here, but making it through pops us out in the volcanic island, and that gives me a trophy. First, I find the Magic Archer Meister, and she needs me to do another escort quest. Yay. That gets interrupted by a Minotaur, but I mean, that's no big deal at this point.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Son of a bitch. We bring them to the volcanic island camp where we unlock the Magic Archer class, but don't get the Meister skill yet. I'm right here, so I use the hot spring, and that earns me a trophy, and apparently a scene too steamy for PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, ladies. Oh, wait, where's everyone going? Outside of the hot spring is the Warfarer Meister, and I'll have to bring him Newt liqueurs. I have one on me, but we'll have to get the rest in Bakbatal. Before doing that, I return to the Magic Archer, hoping to get the skill, but all I get is a second escort quest. I had some dragon trouble here, and my first mate had some gravity trouble, which I think rubbed off on the Meister, because after realizing she wasn't following me, I found her dead at the bottom of a cliff.
Good job.
I revived her, and that raised her affinity enough to give me the Meister skill right now. But I would go on to waste a lot of time continuing the escort quest by hitting a dead end.
What the fuck is this?
I said fuck it, and I thought I was abandoning her here by fast traveling to Bakbatal, but it turns out she fast travels with me. So I could have just done that from the start. Isn't that great? While I was here, I got the Newt liqueur and started the long road back to the Warfarer Meister. For some reason, the knackers seem to have been blasting roids while I was gone because we got absolutely shit on for like 30 minutes straight just trying to get through this area. This was probably, if not close to, the most pissed off I got at the game. The rest of the way wasn't too bad, and oh my god, that brings me to the end of the Meisters. I needed to activate the last few classes I unlocked to learn the skills, and activating them gave me some trophies. And then I could pop the Meister trophy.
Yes! Yes!
That is one of the 2 gold trophies in this game, and next I'm going to earn the other by facing the Sphinx. For the first time during this game, I would be disabling the PlayStation Plus auto-sync save data, so if I messed up a riddle, I'd at least be able to reload from before I started. Now let's get to those riddles.
I set before you a simple task. Solve my riddles to satisfaction. Should your answers please me, I will bestow upon you the contents of yon chests.
Chest, you say?
Take your place and we shall begin.
Riddle 1. I'm obviously following a guide because some of these would be close to impossible without it. But here, I just have to enter this cave and find this ceiling file. I did explore the rest of the cave, but the only other option I found that could be turned in is a rotten apple. The file is obviously of greater value, but the game still tries to make everything as stressful as possible.
This is your choice? The greatest worth your eyes descried?
Yeah?
Indeed, this is what I sought. Your eyes see true.
Riddle 2. The Riddle of Madness.
Madness.
I have to bring forth my most beloved, and this one is clearly a trick, because I put my first mate down, and that was accepted.
Well, well. Very good.
Are you sure about that?
Riddle 3. This one requires you to find a pawn called Sphinx parent or Sphinx mother or father. I already had one with me, so I brought her up to the Sphinx. You stay here, and first mate, thanks for being useful for once, but I need you to get the fuck out of here.
Indeed, you are correct.
Riddle 4. This one's a gimme. You just have to give her an item. She claims she'll take it, but you actually are going to get 2 of them back, so I gave her a port crystal.
Well, well. Very good.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of...
Riddle 5. This one could be big trouble if you didn't look at a guide ahead of time, because you have to go back to the location of your first seeker token. I knew about this, plus I'm recording my gameplay anyways, but a moment of silence for those who weren't prepared for this. Oh, and you only have a certain amount of time to complete this, so truly rest in peace to anyone that had no idea where to look. In that first location, you'll now find a Finder's token, and returning that to the Sphinx will complete the first half of her riddles.
Well sought and well found.
She flies off to a new location, so we have to track her down west of Checkpoint Rest Town.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
I also changed back to the Archer class for when we finish the riddles. Finding her again counts as Riddle 6, so on to Riddle 7. If you can deadlift an 80-pound stone and count how many riddles you've completed, this is a breeze. This was 7 for me, meaning I've completed 6, so 6 stones is my answer. You know, it should really be first mate carrying these. My reward for this is an unmaking arrow. This arrow will one-shot any enemy, but you have to be careful because as soon as you shoot it, the game auto-saves. Riddle 8 is one that would probably be infuriating without a guide. Look at this.
I seek this man. If men are so distinct, I'm sure you'll find him in a trice.
She shows you a super ugly man for a few seconds, and then you have to go find him. Where? Fuck you, figure it out. I know I have to go to Checkpoint Rest Town, but guess what? There's more than one super ugly man around. Now you may think this is our man, but
he's not our man.
If you remember the picture she showed you for 2.5 seconds, then you'll notice this guy's hair is slightly different. On the other side of the border is where I'll find my Prince Charming. Look at those wavy locks. You're coming with me, big boy.
Hey, you.
Wow, we got the right guy and I don't have to start my game all over. Yay. Riddle 9 is to bring a delicate vase to a guy in Back Batal. But that's very hard, so it's much easier to bring the guy in Back Batal to the vase.
Well, very good.
Riddle 10 is the final challenge. The Sphinx gives you a ring to nerf your damage and puts you in a deathmatch with some random guy. But gravity still retains its full power, so a toss off the cliff, and we've done it. Now after the trophy pops, she's gonna try to leave, so I have to stop her. This triggers a fight, and it's time to try out that unmaking arrow. Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. Oh, thank God. The reason we need her dead is so that she drops the key to the chest behind her. In here, we get the Eternal Wake Stone. This can revive multiple people at once, which will give me a trophy for performing a miracle. But in order to do that, I need a few people to revive. I tried to kill people no one would miss, so obviously I targeted the poor. I tried throwing them off buildings, off of cliffs, but they were resilient and refused to die.
Huh?
Even when they definitely should have.
Tis but a scratch.
Well, since gravity isn't cutting it this time, I guess I'll have to take a more hands-on approach. Killing that lady did upset the guards, but that's okay. I need a few more bodies anyways. Next, I would sit on a bench for 48 straight hours, so the bodies would be brought to the morgue. This doesn't need done for the miracle trophy, but I was trying to combine it with reviving someone at a morgue. Their bodies were in the morgue now, so I activated the Eternal Wake Stone. Prepare to be amazed. Prepare to be amazed. Well, that gave me the miracle trophy, but not the morgue trophy. That's annoying. I'll need another volunteer. And reviving him in the morgue did give me the trophy I was after. Next is the Medusa section. This could probably just be considered miscellaneous because it doesn't take all that long, but it is a few very specific things to do and you're on a timer, so I was mentally considering it its own thing. There is one place where Medusa spawns, and the first step is to have your pawns wait outside. Next, you'll need to find an opening to climb up to her head and just stab away. You may have to try multiple times. Pawns, no, what are you doing here?
You agreed to stay away!
I lied.
After dealing enough damage to her head, she'll fall down, and you can decapitate Medusa.
So no head?
That gives you a preserved Medusa head, and now the clock starts. The head only stays preserved for 1 to 2 days, and I have to use it on a Medusa. I said this is the only place they spawn, and that's correct, and it takes 14 days for her to respawn. That means I have to hurry to back Batal and put the head in storage where it will stop degrading. Then, I take the familiar action of sitting on a bench for 2 weeks. That seems long enough. And with the head back in my inventory, I rush back to the cave and dish out the Uno reverse. With all the major side activities done, let's get to the rest of the miscellaneous trophies. Traveling back towards the beginning of the game, I helped out a girl, and then when I come across her father in Vernworth, he gives me a pawn specialization tome. The next situation we find ourselves in is called All of My Pawns Get Ravaged by a Minotaur. And since I'm the only competent one here, I revive them all to earn a trophy. After resting, you can set a quest for your pawn. I'll be trying to have her earn a pawn badge for killing 30 Cyclops. And it's going to take until close to the end of the game until we get that many. And why yes, that was First Mate falling to her death again. Continuing with monsters, I have to ride a griffin again, and this came with some unexpected challenges. Shit.
Fucking run!
Really? Holding onto the griffin popped the trophy. And there's no need to cover what happened when it landed again. I'm sure it was fine. Next, I'll need to rage bait a Cyclops into falling between a broken bridge, and by walking across him, I'll get a trophy. And yes, that was First Mate falling to her death yet again. Inside Vernworth, you can buy a house and set off on varying escort quests where you'll face way too many fucking ogres. But someone's bound to die at some point, and that means I can revive them with a wake stone.
Let us instead. Many thanks.
One of my pawns helped me get the next trophy by being robbed.
Good job.
And then I got that stuff back. Now, it's time for the Phantom Ox Cart. This is a side quest found in Vernworth where you have to impersonate a pawn. It looks like this quest can be buggy regarding equipment, so I played it safe by putting all of my gear into my house.
Good grief, he's naked!
Then, you have to run outside the city at night, talk to a guy, run back to Brant, who is definitely an alcoholic, like he's always at this bar, sit on a bench, and then run back outside and board the Phantom Ox Cart. That's it for the trophy, but I decided to play the rest of the quest out.
No!
And that ends up taking us to Back Batal, where I'm discovered.
Wait, you're not a pawn.
This leads to a battle that I am literally not equipped for. I'm not able to do like any damage here, but the best part is that First Mate becomes completely useless. Well, wait, I guess that's normal. But when even Gandalf can't help, you know things are fucked.
Fool of a took.
With no way out, I get taken to prison, and that means I lose my pawn. No! Leaving me with one option left. Well, maybe two. I took a moment to restore my aura after that.
I am confident I can make short work of any of all challenges we face. Well done, Master.
And then it was time to cosplay as every brown person in the world by crossing the border using illicit means.
What the fuck did I just hear?
This entails standing in a carriage. And that's it. As you can clearly see, I've become invisible.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I've become invisible to the eye.
And from my clever hiding spot, we make it across to Batal. Next up, I used a harpy beacon. Apparently you can use these to fly around, but it seems like they just suck ass to me. I went for seeker tokens next. I have to find 80, so I needed about 50 more. I changed to the sorcerer class so I can use the levitate ability. That'll help me reach places some vocations wouldn't be able to get to. During the seeker token search, I hit max rank with the sorcerer. And at last hit 80 tokens. In the video, this is only going to be a few seconds, but this took me like 2 hours. This put me close to discovering all the locations I needed, so I went and finished that off. We're getting close to the end here, and across my journey, I had gained the favor of 29 people.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
I need to get that to 50, and coincidentally, just like in real life, the best way to make friends is to buy people drinks.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Across the 2 bars in Back Batal and Vernworth, it looked like I was capping out at around 40 people. So I turned to a place where affection can always be bought. I'm not here for the services though. I'd be gifting worm crystals to as many people as I could until I got the trophy. Now that everyone loves me, I need to get 2 people back to my house. Luckily, Ulrika was already waiting for me, so when I bring someone else in, a fight breaks out.
Consider me unimpressed. Enough.
And that brings me to the last trophy before the endings. I need to cook every type of meat during the day and night. I was working on this in the background the entire game.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
There are 8 items to cook, so 16 in total. I was tracking this on my phone, so I knew what I was missing, but the trophy popped when I was still missing 2. So, thanks game? And at last, it's time for the end game. To start the end game, I deliver 15 worm crystals to Ambrosis. I have to come back tomorrow, so I use this time to head to the Dragon Forged and buy an unmaking arrow and a few fairy stones. Now, as an archer, I return to Ambrosis, and he's repaired the God's Bane blade, and that's got him pretty excited.
What the fuck?
We make for Moonglint Tower, and now for some reason, a giant statue comes to life out of the sea. This is called the Gigantus, and he's the reason I needed that unmaking arrow. He's a pretty big target, but shooting this thing is always stressful. I'm pretty sure that worked, but it takes legitimately over 5 minutes for the trophy to pop because it walks so slow. But that certainly doesn't stop my pawns from being crushed anyways. After it reaches a certain place, it finally dies from my unmaking arrow, and I earn the trophy. A short span of time. Right. We ascend Moonglint Tower, and I browse for the lucky pawns I'll be taking with me to the end.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Faceless has beat us here and thinks he can control the dragon using his God Sway power.
The dragon comes.
That clearly isn't the dragon, and I was fully expecting a Borderlands 1 type moment here. And yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
There's always a bigger fish.
The dragon then pulls Ulrika out of nowhere?
Huh?
And offers thee a choice.
I offer thee a choice. Grant unto me this life in my claws, and be gone from this place. Or stand and fight.
I choose violence, and the dragon is one for spectacle, so he flies us to a boss arena. Now, for the first ending, I have to just let him take me all the way to the arena, and here we fight. Honestly, the fight is relatively easy and at times kind of boring because he'll just fly around for a bit and then do the easiest attack to avoid possible. And with 2,594 arrows into its chest, we slay the dragon. And that's it for ending 1. The credits roll and all I have to do is take my seat on the throne. To trigger the true ending, I load the last save, and this time during the credits, I have to talk to the ghost man. This puts me back on the dragon, but instead of letting it reach the arena, I have to crawl down into its heart and stab, myself, I guess. This plunges us into the water below, where the ghost man tries to get us to return to the status quo. But we reject this feeble offer, unleashing countless horrors. Worst of all, the title card. With a 2 this time. And this is now the unmoored world.
You find it strange.
What's really spooky is the clock starts now. There's deadly fog encroaching from the edges of the map, and if I don't reach these settlements in time and overcome their trials, the fog will block out parts of the map and stop me from getting the platinum.
Fuck.
Another fun quirk of the unmoored world is if you die, you have to start it all over.
Fuck.
I have 9 wake stones, so I think I'll be fine, but just another pressure point from the game. I started with Bakbatal since it was the closest, and this trial consists of fighting regular enemies with faces until you reach a dragon statue. I didn't have any trouble here, but he did.
You need a little revive.
Completing this, I finally had a breather, so I changed my class and grabbed equipment for the rest of the trials. I traveled to the volcanic island next, where the Gigantus reanimates, giving me a trophy, and then it fights a couple of dragons for us. Since I killed him quickly, this takes care of the trials for both the volcanic camp and excavation site. With the south edges of the map secured, I wanted to go north to the elf village, but there's a problem. I was told I'd be able to fast travel there in the guide, but that's not the case.
Liar!
I would have put a port crystal there myself if I knew this would happen. That means the closest place I can fast travel is Har Village, which still leaves a pretty long walk for me, and looking at this fog, I was officially nervous I'd run out of time. I set off running, only stopping to navigate all these windy-ass paths until I reached him. This is the headless horseman. I need to kill him for a trophy. He could have spawned at any point in the game, but he never did until now. His spawn is more common in the unmoored world, but I didn't want to risk not finding him again, so I fought him here. Oh, and yes, that was first mate you saw falling off the bridge and being useless. Which was really bad timing, because I need all the help I can get here. He has multiple attacks that will knock you down or stun lock you, and after he knocked my only still helpful pawn off the bridge as well, I had no choice but to cut my losses and fail. If I can even get the fuck out of here.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, bye.
Hey, Freak Joe! You're going nowhere! I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of free time!
Holy fuck, he can teleport? Oh, please get up. Please get up. Come on. Get up. Stand up. Get up. Stand up. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, dude. Run. Holy shit. No thank you. Just run. What the fuck is this? You've got to be fucking kidding me. I don't have time for this. God, I'm getting close. No, what are you doing? Dude, this could not be going any worse.
Are you sure about that?
Run. Fuck. Shit. Get up. Wolves! Where the fuck did that come from? What the fuck is this? Why is the whole map up my ass right now? Fuck, dude. At least this gets me back to full health. Alright. Okay, fuck off. Run. Please. Oh, thank God. Dude, thank God. Which way do I have to go? What the fuck? This is hell. This is absolute hell. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, I'm so close, I can almost taste it.
Okay, are we for real this time, game? Shit. Let me get my shitty pawns back. Wait, what the fuck? Has this been here the whole time? This trial has us fight a dragon, and we can only kill it by hitting weak points. After dealing with the headless horseman, this was a breeze. And then, I fast traveled to Burnworth and took on the dragon there. This fight has the same mechanics with the weak points, and apparently it's the hardest fight in the game. I was the Mystic Spearhand class, and that has an ability that gives me and my pawns a temporary shield, which did help negate a lot of its attacks, but we got through him pretty easily. And that gives me the hero trophy. This stops the fog from moving in, and I can now breathe a bit easier as the clock stops. But now I have to revisit all of these locations and get everyone to evacuate. Plus, I have to find that headless horseman again. First, I visited the C4 shrine where I can find the dragon forged. Doing those trials gave me a lot of worm crystals so I could buy a sword called Dragon's Dogma and fully upgrade a weapon. Here, First Mate, I want you to have this. Please do something useful with it.
Hey, I doubt it!
I set off on foot towards Burnworth in hopes to catch the horseman, and catch him we did. He's by far the most annoying enemy in the game, and it certainly wasn't a smooth fight, but without the help of everything on the map, we brought him down.
1A! 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 1A!
Play that music, game. Play that fucking music. Hell yeah. After that, I made my way to each town and completed some sort of quest to get them to evacuate. And for some reason, after only doing 3 out of the 5 towns, the trophy popped for saving everyone. Huh? I felt obligated to visit the other 2 places anyways, and all that got me was a migraine. Dude, why isn't he following me? You're stuck on that.
I've fallen.
You deserve to get left behind. Let's go, dumbass. And with the last 2 places evacuated, it's time to end the game for real. I bought some last-minute drip and triggered the end of the Unmoored World. My first maid, ever jealous of my new look, made a wardrobe change of her own, and finally did something useful.
Let this be the hour when we draw swords together. Fell deeds awake.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn!
Oblivion fades. This tale's end has been unwritten.
And we finally did it. That is the last trophy and the platinum. Oh my god, that took so long. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you've made it this far in the video. Let me know if you've gone for this platinum and how that went. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Is that it? I think so.